Here in Aspen, Colorado, at the elegant Grand Champions Club, the world's top 4 pocket billiards players met in a unique challenge. The Larry Lascotti Aspen Invitational Billiards Tournament. While we were here, we collaborated to produce this video of tips and techniques to help you refine your game of pool. Sharing some of the play and performances that captivate crowds and some of the skills and secrets that have made us famous.
Hi, I'm Larry Lascotti, former world champion. I'm here with 3 other world champions, Jim Rimpey, Mike Siegel, and Jim Mattia. We're currently the best in the world, and we're here to entertain you.
Larry Lascotti, the Prince of Pool, winner of 40 major titles, including the distinction of being the youngest player ever to win the World Championships when he was 28 years old. Mike Siegel, or Captain Hook, the current world champion who has won 80 major titles, more than any active player. He was technical advisor and taught Tom Cruise how to play pool for the movie The Color of Money. Jim Rimpey. King James is known as America's ambassador of pool, having won 60 major titles throughout the world. I'm Jimmy Mattia, alias Pretty Boy Floyd, former world champion with over 40 major titles, as well as roles in the motion pictures Baltimore Bullet and The Color of Money.
Uh-oh, watch where this goes.
As in any game, there's a convention in pocket billiards to determine who shoots first. It's called the lag. $20,000 at stake here. They're playing 9-ball, a race to 4.
All right, prepare the lag.
Please. It's gotta be frozen.
Boy, look at this lag.
Oh my gosh.
It's not frozen. What time is it?
All right, bad luck.
Same thing. Larry, what's so important about the
Prepare the
opening?
lag.
Okay.
Well, Floyd, as you well know, it may be your first and last mistake. Opponents of this caliber are very capable of running out the entire match or all 4 games without you getting off the electric chair.
Wins the lag.
He really didn't shoot for it. He never did. He never did miss.
Well, I wonder if they're going to snooker me some more, Conrad. That's all Jimmy Rippey did to me. He wasn't playing 9-ball, he was playing snooker.
As you can see from our overhead chalkboard, a good lag shouldn't go beyond the first diamond. Now let's take a look at a bad lag from the chalkboard overhead. Note the speed control of player number 1 at the top of your screen. His ball is going all the way past the first diamond and all the way up to the second diamond. That's a bad lag. A drunk could lag the balls better than that.
I've never missed that one.
Before the tournament action started, Larry had a chance to speak with Mike a little bit about himself and his career. Let's listen in.
He's going to shoot.
Well, I've had a real good year. I've been playing in tournaments for about 10 or 12 years, the same as both Jims here. And I've been very fortunate. I won a lot of tournaments last year. And the last couple, 2, 3, 4 years, you see pool is getting a lot better. It's getting a lot more prize money. And last December, I won a tournament in Atlantic City, biggest first place ever, $40,000.
Geez, I can't believe Mike said he's only been playing tournaments 10 or 12 years. I remember playing this guy myself way back in Detroit in 1971. The New Yorkers, they shipped him in and I shipped him out. You know, on the opening break, when you're getting ready to crunch those balls, you want to hit them like Rocky Marciano. But another important factor about it is your cue ball control. And for more on the opening break, let's go to Mike Siegel.
I'm going to explain how important the break is playing 9-ball. Now, with top players, the break is the most important game, especially playing 9-ball, because if you do pocket balls in the break, your opponent may not shoot, especially playing in short races to 4. So what we try and do is we try and hit the 1 ball as solid as possible and leave the cue ball somewhere in the center of the table. You have a very good chance of hitting the lowest numbered ball on the table. Now, obviously, if the cue ball was down here somewhere and let's say the 1 came up here, you may not be able to make it. So what we try and do is hit it solid and stick the cue ball somewhere in this area where we do have a good chance. Now, a lot of times if we break and we're not making balls in the break, you'll see the players move the cue ball around. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to find an area where they can get the best results on pocketing balls in a break. So what I like to do is I like to start in this area, and I'm going to try and break them as hard as I can and somehow leave the cue ball somewhere in this area where I may have a shot at the 1 ball. Just like that. 3 ball. Well, you can see I can probably pocket almost any ball on the table. That's why when the cue ball's in this area. If I were you, I would practice hitting the balls hard and trying to stick the cue ball. You'll find that you'll win a lot more games playing 9-ball.
Well, Siegel's down in that Marciano stance of his, getting ready for the opening break here. Wow! Boy, does this guy get his body into it. He certainly hits hard for a little guy. Look at the cue ball control. Right dead center in the table, just perfect.
I can probably pocket almost.
Well, whether you like it or not, you're going to hear from my partner in crime, Pretty Boy Floyd, Jim Mattia. He's going to tell you about his past, present, and future in the magical world of pocket billiards.
Well, I've been playing pool for 26 years. I won my first pool tournament back in 1965. And this is the type of game that it really doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are, you can play this game forever. So hopefully I'll have another 26 years.
Well, Floyd, is it true that your wife, Ava, really plays better than
Another
you do?
tough one coming up.
Look, I'm not going to answer that question because it might end my career. All I can tell you is this. Whoever said women couldn't play this game was nuts.
Well, Jimmy, I won't make you answer that question. But right now, how about showing us how to use a little bit of center ball?
Right now, I'd like to explain center ball shot. Now, a lot of people miss shots that are straight in, such as this 7-ball, because they're using left-hand English or right-hand English. When you got a perfect straight-in shot like that, you just want to use center English, right in the center of the cue ball. That will cause the ball to stop right dead in its tracks. Center ball. It's very good to use center ball. English can cause you to miss a lot of shots, so practice your center ball.
Well, until I got straight in here, you'll probably just use center ball. No sense following or drawing this ball because it makes the shot harder. See, you just stop that cue ball, nice and pretty.
Here, let me help you again, Conrad, okay?
I don't know if I can stand all
Make
this
your
help.
job just as easy as possible, my friend. What have I got, Conrad?
2, 4, 6, 7. I believe he's got the high balls again.
Conrad, what do I have?
We have the strike.
Let's wake up.
The
Now, come
reference.
on. Well, you got any ideas, Conrad?
Kick it 5 rails inside.
Thanks a lot. Kick it 5 rails on the side, right, Conrad? Here's a guy who can't even count to 5. He's going to tell me to kick it 5 rails on the side.
By the end of the tournament, Conrad had had enough of Pretty Boy Floyd.
One of the really fun guys to play a tournament match with is the Prince himself, Lascotti. When it comes to woofing and rapping, He can make Minnesota Fats sound like Seattle Slim.
Hit
Hit it hard, see where it goes. Try a 4-rail.
I almost feel like it. How's that?
Go ahead.
Or I could just slice it in and watch you turn white.
5-rail.
It sure looks tough. That's a stiff bank. Wish I could bank it. Well, that's no glory.
Look at this, it's a scratch, $20,000 scratch right there. What a great shot, Larry.
Well, it was a $20,000 scratch, and you saw it. But hey, wait a minute. He hit that ball with high English. What we want to talk about now is low English. So let's have the prince himself explain it to us.
The most basic shot in pool is drawing your cue ball. Like this particular instance, I'm trying to make the 8 and draw the cue ball around this chalk area to make the 9. In order to do this, you have to cue the ball low, elevate your cue a little bit, do it very smoothly, don't be afraid of it, hit it and follow through. Hopefully like this. And then, that wasn't quite hard enough, but I'm in a very good position, and you can still make the 9. But you get the basic idea, and it's very important, and practice that.
Let's take a look at Larry's form before he hits this next shot, because he's about to use low English. Let's take another look at this shot from our overhead camera. Note how Larry keeps his head down and follows through with his stroke. And with that extreme draw English he's using, look at the position he comes back and plays for on the 4-ball. Beautiful, isn't it? And you know something, sports fans? You can do it too.
I'm going to try and show you a couple trick shots that made myself and some of the other players here top players. I'm going to start off and try and pocket all 4 of these balls in one shot. I'll try and play this ball in that pocket, 15 over here, 12 in this side, and a 10 in this side pocket. Just like that.
Here's a tricky way to pocket the blue ball down there in the corner. We're going to make the blue ball. Now, the obvious way to make the blue ball to the normal player would be to shoot the 6 ball straight down the rail and play the combination. We're not going to do that. We're going to try to make the 2 ball the blue ball with the cue ball. So keep your eyes on the cue ball.
Now, you've just seen a couple of really hot trick shots involving high English, sometimes known as follow ball. For more on high English, let's talk to Captain Hook.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to foul the cue ball. I find that most people don't follow the ball to the fullest because they fail to cue the ball high enough. And you got to make sure that you cue well above the center of the cue ball. So what I'm going to try and do here is I'm going to try and pocket the 1 ball in the corner, follow the cue ball to the rail, and come back in this area for the 2 ball in this pocket. Make sure you cue high enough and keep the cue fairly level. Always remember to hit the cue ball high and keep a level stroke, and I think you'll have no problem in following the cue ball around the table.
Note how level Mike tries to keep his stroke while cueing this ball high for following English down table and position on the next ball.
Like that. Boy, I cut the whiskers off that one, Conrad.
Well, when you talk about have cue,
All
will
8 balls
travel,
in one shot.
I guess you got to talk about the king, Jimmy Rempe. He's been around the world more times than John Glenn.
I've done very well. I won over 60 major tournaments, not only in this country, but throughout the world. I'm probably the only player that's been traveling to all these other countries, like Australia, New Zealand, all the European countries, Japan. I just got back from Japan with my wife, and it's real big over there right now. Anyway, I've had a great career.
All 4 balls in 1 shot.
Hey, gang, the next thing we want to talk about is safeties and defense. And who better to tell us about that than a guy that's defended himself all the way from Maine to Spain?
Don't go in.
Jimmy Rempe.
Now I want to show you another critical factor about playing this 9-ball game. The rules we play today are 1 foul ball in hand, which means if you commit a foul, which means if you fail to hit the lowest numbered ball or scratch, incoming player gets cue ball in hand anywhere on the table, which is a big advantage for a good player because they usually make total clearances. So if you wind up in this kind of situation here, you can see I'm straight in on the 1 ball, but the 2 ball is tied up against the rail by the 9 ball. So I would look around, and my best percentage on this shot was just be to go ahead and make the 1 ball, stop the cue ball, and shoot the 2 ball just like this without trying to make it, and put them right on the 9. I tell you, your opponent ain't gonna like that very much, because now he's got to kick 2 rails or 3 rails, and I actually put this in a very good position because he doesn't even have no rails to go to hit it. So he's gonna miss this ball probably, and I would be able to pick the cue ball up and put it anywhere on the table I want to. Makes the game a lot easier when you get cue ball in hand. Very important. Defense is a very important part of this game.
Get under that 4.
Well, as you can see, when it comes to defense, Rempe's the Dick Butkus of pool. If you was to ask him, would he rather give you a shot or a buck? He'd probably say neither. Well, you can see here, Rempe doesn't have a shot. So what's he gonna do? No, he's not gonna bang into him like Babe Ruth. He's gonna do the smart thing. He's gonna hide his cue ball behind the 4.
So remember, offense isn't the only part of this game. Defense is a very important factor in this game because they're going to give you a lot of opportunities to make clearances where it's a lot easier when you got cue ball in hand. Anyway, I want to introduce a friend of mine, Jimmy Matai, who's a real champion. And we played the other night, and he knows about snookers and defense because I put him in a few traps, which he didn't like at all. Come up here, Jim. I think Jim's going to show some masse shots, which he does excellent.
A masse shot can help you win a game. Let's pretend we're playing a game of 8-ball here. I have the stripes. As you can see, all my stripes are gone. I have to make this 8-ball, but I'm snookered. I have a problem here. The 7-ball is in the way of the cue ball. This is when we use what we call the masse shot, elevating the butt of your cue to curve around the ball. We'll try to make the 8 in the corner. And that is a masse shot.
I wish there were a way I could explain the masse shot to you, but really it's just a shot that comes from a sense of feel, and the only way to get that feel is to play the game for a long time. I spend a lot of hours on masse shots because I think they're the most difficult shot in the game of pool and by far the most colorful shot. But it's also the kind of a shot that you don't want to let frustrate you. Masse shots are for fun and magic. And you never know when a little bit of masse just might help you win a game.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah, those masse shots sure do require a lot of English. But speaking of English, let's pick it up with live tournament action as the Prince Lascati takes on the King Rempe. There's bound to be a lot of English in this match.
The contestants, first of all, many times world champion, known throughout the pocket billiard world as the King. Would you please welcome Jimmy Rempe. His opponent, and a very tough one, a former world champion, many-time New England States champion, one of the greatest players ever to come out of the East Coast. Say hello to Aspen's own world champion, the Prince of Pool, Larry Lascati.
But before we go to the tournament action, let's take a look at the game from Larry's viewpoint, because he's about to explain to us left and right hand English.
playing pool, English is a very important part of the game. In this particular circumstance, I'm going to try to make the 8-ball with left-hand English, which will make the cue ball. If I just hit a high ball, the cue ball might come over here and not get down the table. I'm going to put left-hand English on this ball and try to go to this rail, this cushion, down here, and get in this area to shoot the 9-ball in this pocket. Now that's exactly what I want to do. That's left-hand English. I've just shown you how to use inside English, going 3 rails around the table, shooting the 9 in this pocket. Now I'm going to use outside English, reverse English, coming down this way, around this chalk area to make the 9 in that pocket. Now this is very important because sometimes the pocket is blocked, so you have to know both ways to go. And if you practice this, you'll get good at it. And you'll make more money and less friends.
Now watch this shot. Jimmy's going to cut the 4-ball in the right-hand corner pocket, and he's going to put right-hand English on his cue ball, spin 3 cushions around the table for position on the orange ball.
Nice shot there.
As Alan Hopkins would say, very nicely done.
That shot real well.
Now watch these next 3 shots, because he's going to hit all 3 shots with left-hand English. Watch the cue ball, how it spins off those cushions.
Come over perfect for the 9. Remember, about to take a 3-1 lead. It's only a raise to 4.
3-1.
Now sometimes you can't put English on a cue ball because you really don't have a shot. That's when it's time to jump.
Now in the jump shot, you must always hit down on the cue ball. You cannot hit under the cue ball and lift it over. That's an illegal shot. Here's a legal way of jumping a ball. I want you to imagine we're playing 9-ball. And in 9-ball, you must always hit the lowest numbered ball. In this case, it's the 4-ball. But as you can see, my cue ball is behind the 8 and the 9. This is the jump shot. Elevate the back of the cue. This is the legal jump shot. It's perfectly legal, the jump shot.
That's right. Even the prince practices his banks. Nobody's so good in this game that they don't have to practice. Remember that. But I tell you what, while he's busy with this, let you and I go to tournament action and see what's cooking.
Against Mattia.
7
On a race of 11, and Lassiter never missed the ball.
Are you having a good time, Mike? I'm in the electric chair.
And it's getting tougher all the time. Players are getting better.
Lonely in the chair, boy. You don't want to sit in the chair.
The eye of the tiger. The eye of the tiger.
Yeah, you gotta have it.
I promise not to keep you there too much longer.
Let me ask you something. Out of all the pool you've ever played, how much time do you think you've been in the chair?
Too much.
Too much. That's a great shot there.
But there he goes.
He's got another tough one coming up.
It's always it's when you make one tough one, it leads to another tough one.
Yeah.
Position's so important.
If he makes this shot, I predict he'll get out. I had him right in my prediction.
If he makes the shot, I predict he wins the match. It's a very tough shot here.
He's got to go for it.
And they're only racing the 4. It's 1-1.
Well, the table's playing pretty loose, so if he hits this reasonably well, he should make it. He made it right in the hole.
He hit it right.
Watch this ball. It's going to bounce off.
Hit it right in the
Perfect.
heart,
Look.
perfect.
How about that position?
That was a great shot, though. I mean, there were
That was a great shot.
2 hard shots you come with. Jim and Time looks like he's hitting the balls pretty good here.
He's out. I predict he'll run out here.
Predict you run out. You got to go to Las Vegas with all these predictions.
I got one question. When are you going to get up there and play?
I'm going to play the winner, and I don't predict I don't predict they'll play this good against me. Or these guys.
That was a great run out there.
Great run off of Jim Tyler. Ball in short, as Mike said. Now we have Mike.
Does it hit him again?
No, he has ball in hand. If he's got it, you can put it any place on the table.
No, it's rocking the Duke.
So the way these balls lay, the way they lay, he's got to go with one. He'll draw it back and try to play the 2, and go to the 3. The 4-8 might be a little tough. Sounded like he miscued in that shot.
Boy, ain't it?
He got
It's gonna be a
behind
lot
the
tougher.
9 ball.
It's gonna be a lot tougher now with that shot.
Yeah.
I want to see another Massey.
Massey? No, now he'll probably kick
Mike,
it.
the object of the
believe
game
that.
is to play positions.
I can't count, you see, that's why I have trouble in this team.
He's-
I can't believe I did that. He's trying to go an inch off the rail.
That's right.
That's very unusual for Mike Siegel to hook himself like that.
Too much turkey fried grease
Yeah.
on his fingers
So,
there.
yeah, it might be. But he's had a kick at the spot. He had a chance to make it. I think that's safe. He kicked it right in. Great shot.
No doubt.
See, these players, you can't leave these players these calibers
Going
safe.
down, don't worry, you're going down.
He's got the 3, but he's got a 4 and 8 ball. He'd be tight. He's got to get a perfect angle on it. You can't get too far or it'll get behind the 8.
I've got roll a week.
He's looking at the angle. Mike, very cautious player, percentage player.
Oh.
Well, he didn't get that where he wanted to get. I don't know if he can see his ball. I don't think he can see the 4 now. But if he could see the
This
4,
was told to me a lot of times, good shooters don't need shade. Is that right?
well, the guy of this caliber, if he can see it. If he can see this ball, he might bank it and make it. He didn't want to be
It's there,
have
but
to
I
do
can't see it.
No, he probably can't see it, so he'll probably play a safety. He's got to kick at this ball. He just kicked the 2 in. If he doesn't hit this ball, Ty will have cue ball in hand, and I would say he'd run out from there. He made the 4 ball, I believe, Ed. He's done it again.
Oh, see the way that kick? One of the greatest shots I've ever seen. It's 2 balls he kicked in. 2 in, 1.
Now he's got perfect position. It looks like Curtin's retired for the first game.
Nice shot, Mike.
That's one of the reasons he's known as Captain Hook. He's known as, every time he hooks himself, he seems to do something to get out of it.
Captain Hook.
Captain Hook.
He may have left himself too good here.
Well, yeah, this is like first and goal from Milwaukee. And this is the extra point right here. This is over. 1-0 City.
That was dirty pool, King.
People play like
Ty
this.
down
This
Ty-
caliber of play.
Did you ever tie his comment? He said dirty pool.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to do it.
Yeah. It's championship pool is what it is.
Well, the thing is that both gyms know the penalty for making a mistake. So you have to play a little defense in the game.
Yeah, it's,
Well, you should run out here.
looks like he probably will run out. Looks like and again, just the 7 to the 8, because it's down table. It looks like if you got any problem. Yeah, it doesn't even look like it'd be a problem.
They'll play the 6 and probably go back and forth.
You got one rail to the middle of the table, leave a little angle.
What's he gonna do? Draw this? Draw this back to the rail by the side pocket?
I think
Or follow it?
I think he'll draw the ball. Yeah.
Yes, drawing it.
Yeah, this looks perfect. Yeah, you couldn't put the cue ball in your hand and place it any better than that.
Well, no, this guy runs out. He's always got easy shots.
Yeah. Right.
3-3.
I ran 150 now in an exhibition one time. The guy said he can't play, he never had a hard shot.
6 game goes to Mr. Henry. Match is tied at 3 games apiece.
Now, you got to favor the breaker.
Got a ball game.
Sure, you got to favor the breaker.
Never know.
Missed for 9.
Be
something
two
else.
ball on the side. Looks like he got a
Snooker.
tough roll here. He's snookered.
Cue ball's in the center of the table with sixes in the way.
Well, you know he can make this shot. It's called the
He
next
said he knows he can make it. So. He's got a kick at the one.
Kick the one.
Race to four. First game. First
Kick
game
the
was very
one.
important.
And what with the 3?
$1,000 riding on this match here. 9-ball, race to 4. Rotation. The 9-ball is the money ball.
Yeah.
Looks to me like he's trying to kick this one ball in cross-side with the cue ball.
Well, he's got to make sure he tries to hit it, or else he'll give Jimmy ball in hand.
Great shot.
Good shot there, huh? Looked like me on that.
I learned that from you, Hook. Watch, did it all you would.
Watch Larry play in the World Straight Pull title. He beat a stunned Steve Mizrak 2 sets in a row. He had to beat him twice in a double elimination tournament in the finals.
He's been a fantastic player for many, many years. Been around here for a long time.
Yeah, good place, safe here.
These two guys traveled together on the road many times, so this could be a psychological match on top of that.
Psychological. So far, we both flew at the 9.
People wonder why he's looking around so much. He's probably thinking 3, 4, 5 shots ahead of time, even right now.
This is going to be a 2-reeler, not even a 1-reeler, a 2-reeler.
He's
Get the
got
9 and I'm
double
gone.
bank, the 3 ball in the corner where the 7 is. Drive the cue ball down table.
7! Yeah, it is.
Larry seems to be starting out with a bang here. He's ready to roll. Great money player, this guy has been for years.
This is a pretty good job. He makes a 3, 4, 5 combination. He'll have to shoot at.
Hit it. Oh, jump, Judy.
Very nice shot.
The old stretch trick.
Some people may think that shot was luck. Knowing Larry, he probably
No.
played it that way.
You have to use the bridge on this shot, possibly. Well, it looks like he's in pretty good shape here.
I'd say so, Mike.
Play a 5. Looks
Well, when
like
you're skinny, you can...
he'd like to
skinny,
get
you
right
can
where he
stretch
is
that
for
far,
the
you
6
know?
ball. He'd like to play the 5, maybe draw back, play the 6 in the side, then play the 8 in this corner and 9 in the same pocket where the 5 is. He looks like he's in good shape here.
Oh, yeah, he's hitting the balls very well.
He's perfect.
Absolutely.
Oh, down.
One of the great players of all time, Larry Lascotti. Pressure doesn't seem to bother him.
Look it straight now.
Looks like he'll play the 8 draw down a little bit.
Yeah, he's perfect, Mike.
Even you could make that shot.
Even I could make it.
Sally, want to shoot this one for me?
Yeah, let her shoot it. She might be on my side.
My wife and your wife. I'm gonna let my wife shoot. I don't know, my wife...
Little kibitzing.
She might miss this one.
One of the real fun guys to play a match with, Larry Lascotti. Game 1 Lascotti.
Tough to beat an Aspen.
Part of the game now, the conning and the hustling.
Well,
Trying to blow each other's mind.
Let me get some baby powder here.
I
Hey, Johnsons, you know, we all use baby powder around here. You know, you ought to come and sponsor one of these things once in a while.
Johnson and Johnson's baby powder. That's true, all the professionals use it.
That's because he's a baby, he cries.
Makes you smell good, too.
So in this situation, you just got to try and kick it hard and hope it's lucky.
It looks like he could kick the side of the 8 and maybe even make
Well,
it.
Conrad, you got any
Very
ideas?
possible.
That looks like the best shot that I could see.
You hit him, you gotta play him. I wish I did.
See, that's why a lot of
Crying
times,
out loud, you never
you
got
can be
any
playing
idea.
great pool and the balls don't allow you to win.
How about a nice
Or you-
hand
you
for
know?
Conrad Berkman, the guy who never has any ideas, okay?
I'm joking with the referee.
20 years, he's
Conrad
never
Berkman,
helped me once.
Owner of the
You've seen our strategy, you've seen our basic fundamentals. Practice these fundamentals, because it's going to help your pool game, and that's no hustle.